Welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 2017 running of the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. 35 of stock cars best ready to take on this 1.5 mile worn out speedway. Let's take a look at some of our drivers to watch for. Kevin Harvick seems to have one of the fastest cars all weekend. He's definitely one to watch for. Starts on the pole position. Kyle Busch, he won this race last year. He only led 28 laps last season, and the dominant car did not go to victory lane. Will we see the same today? Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he was very fast in practice today. Watch for that number 17 car up at the front of the field. And Chris Buescher, he rolls off deep in the pack. He was last week's winner. We'll see what he can do this week. Now let's go trackside for the command.
Show Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and today's Grand Marshal, Atlanta, Georgia native Ty Pennington.
All right, Atlanta, you guys know what to say. Say it with me. Here we go. Drivers, start your engines!
And the cars roll off of pit road, and we'll take a look at this year's Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 starting lineup. In row 1, it's two veterans, Kevin Harvick next to Martin Truex Jr. In row 2, Kyle Larson, who led the most laps in last year's race, next to Joey Logano. In row 3, Jimmy Johnson, an underdog in this race, Ryan Newman. In row 4, Kurt Busch, and another underdog, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. In row 5, it's Kyle Busch next to Ryan Blaney. Row 6, Clint Bowyer with a nice qualifying effort next to Brad Keselowski. Row 7, Matt Kenseth and Chase Elliott. Then in row number 8, Denny Hamlin and Eric Almirola, who had a good qualifying effort. And in row 9, Dale Earnhardt Jr., possibly his final Atlanta start, next to Trevor Bayne. Row 10, Michael McDowell and the rookie Eric Jones. And then it is Casey Kane and Austin Dillon in row 11. Row 12, Daniel Suarez and Jamie McMurray, 2 straight weeks of bad qualifying efforts. And in row 13, David Reagan and Ty Dillon, who had a nice outing in Daytona. Row 14, AJ Allmendinger and Danica Patrick. And in row 15, last week's winner, Chris Buescher and Matt DiBenedetto. Row 16, Paul Menard and Landon Castle. Then in row 17, making his first start this year, J.J. Yeley next to Greg Gaulding. And rounding out the field, it's Corey LaJoie. Take a look at our Lowe's race facts for today's race. 325 laps. Stage 1 and 2, 85 laps. Stage 3, 155 laps. Kyle Busch is last year's winner. Here we go, getting ready to start. This year it's Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. We're underway from Atlanta. Kevin Harvick got a rocket of a restart, and he is out front by a bit. He leads lap 1. Final lap of stage 1. Kevin Harvick in front by 5 seconds over Joey Logano, looking to lap David Reagan. Harvick pulls to the inside. He will indeed lap David Reagan going into turn 1. All Harvick needs to do is just get this through this stage calmly, and he'll get points. And as I say that, he's taking it 3 wide between Danica Patrick and Corey LaJoie. Right on board with Daniel Suarez, the next car that Harvick needs to lap. Harvick looking to the outside of Daniel Suarez. He's going to pinch him behind the 23 of Greg Golding. And through 3 and 4, looks like everyone will keep their calm, and Kevin Harvick will cruise to his second stage win of the season. And that will be valuable. He got a ton of points in Daytona. He'll get 10 more. Harvick wins stage 1. And your stage 1 results: Harvick, Logano, Truex, Boyer, Larson, Kurt Busch, Stenhouse, Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski, your top 10. Kevin Harvick sweeps the stages in Atlanta. See your top 10: Harvick, Truex, Logano, Larson, Kurt Busch, Johnson, Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Ricky Stenhouse, similar to stage 1. See Johnson come off pit road. Trouble, turn 2. Corey LaJoie spins, and the caution will come out with 114 laps to go. The first caution for incident today. Corey LaJoie spun around in turn 2. Let's take a look on how this happened. This looked like this got loose, and man, he went around right in front of Kevin Harvick. Luckily, he was able to avoid him. Harvick will come around to lead another lap. Oh, sideways! Jimmy McMurray in the wall. And we have our second caution for incident this afternoon. Jamie McMurray. Let's take a look at what happens. Just running in turn 1 and 2, and Otis got loose just like Corey LaJoie, this time in the middle of the corner. And man, he couldn't save it. He went right up the racetrack and right into the outside wall. He got some heavy damage to that McDonald's machine. Ooh, right there, just got into the wall. But he'll be on pit road, and he'll be able to continue this race. The dominant car caught for speeding Kevin Harvick. One lap to go in Atlanta. Ryan Newman, who hasn't been a big factor all day, got that car fired up and got it all worked out. So it was really tight in stage 1. They made the adjustments they needed to. And now he's out front, looking for his first career Verizon Cup Series win. Entering turn 3, the nearest car is Kyle Larson, who is 1.5 seconds back. Through 3 and 4, Ryan Newman started 6th, comes out of turn 4. Ryan Newman will win in Atlanta. And how about that? A huge underdog story for the second week in a row. Ryan Newman with a big win here in Atlanta, and he will burn it down. First win for RCR in a long time. Take a look at our results. See Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Martin Truex. How about Clint Boyer with a good finish this week? As you see, we go down to the next page, see some guys that couldn't get inside the top 10. Chase Elliott was a top 10 favorite. Look at Kevin Harvick. That speeding penalty, finishes 14th. Ton of good cars that didn't make it in the top 10. That -3 is how many laps down that some of the cars were. And here's the final page. Bunch of cars.